Right, hopefully this isn't too loud. I'm just trying it with a little Rode lapel mic attached to the GoPro 4. A little bit further from my last video, same hill, Mount Herbert, 900 something meters high. Over the top of that slope, you can probably just see it in the very distance. Lovely day. Labour weekend was a couple of weeks ago, and that typically signals the start of summer. So last week of October, really, it's now the 1st of November. Temperature this morning was about 14 degrees, probably sitting around the 20 mark at the moment. Nice day for hiking. Not going to come out tomorrow. It's supposed to be 30-31 degrees Celsius. Unusual for this early in the summer period. I guess late spring, but really summer now. All the plants have bloomed and done their thing, and the animals had their young and they've all grown up, and you may be able to see somewhere out there in the distance a ship waiting to come into the harbour. That's the harbour the other side, and I've just basically come up from the other end of this valley. As I've said before in other videos, I live on the other side of those hills, on the other side of the harbour in the Christchurch, and it's just a matter of driving round in the morning, half an hour's drive over the hill, park down by the ferry down here, and just walk up the hill. So I'm probably just under halfway up at the moment. I figured I'd have a 10-minute sit down, get the old video thing out, plug it in, set it up. Not sure if it's going to come out, but hey. But that's really it. I shall sit here for another 10 minutes and then wend my way further up on the hill. So I've just hit the halfway point, 512 meters up above sea level. Not sure if you can see way in the distance there, a little darker line just above the far hills. That is the mountains running up the west coast of the South Island of New Zealand, and the other side of that is the west coast of New Zealand. So I am currently sitting on the east coast of New Zealand, and the bit that juts out into the ocean. Temperature's currently 21 degrees. Ozone's at about 320 Dobson units at the moment, and the UV index is 8. Be higher than that tomorrow. So burn time's probably just under an hour, closer to probably 45 minutes if you're not wearing sunblock. Which leads me to one of the points I wanted to make. You might notice I'm walking over farmland, and there's no shade, there's no trees, and there is water. If you know where to look, there's a lot of underground springs on the side of this mountain, so you could find water if you need it, but you do need to carry it. Currently I'm carrying 4 kilograms of water, so 4 litres roughly, and I'm drinking probably about a quarter litre an hour, which is okay for about this time of the year. That can go up to nearly closer to half a litre to even a litre in 30 degree plus, closer to 40 degree days. At that time of the year, the UV is way high. The burn time is less than 5 minutes. You need to be covered up fully, and you need to be properly hydrated. So one of the things that you see a lot of people doing on their videos is they're out hiking. They've got a ultralight kit and they're carrying just half a litre of water. I think if you tried that here, you'd probably get into a little bit of trouble quite quickly in terms of dehydration. But at the end of the day, if you're super fit, you could probably do this walk in a couple of hours and not really an issue. On a day like today, people have been motoring past me all day long. I like to sit and watch the sun and the weather and the animals and do all of that stuff. I mean, nothing to do and all day to do it, so to speak. Just walk through a pasture of sheep, and they've been shorn already, and you can tell the lambs because they give you this really bizarre look, and I can see another group of people coming up. So anyway, I'll probably start walking and fire up the old video at the 3/4 mark. Right, I'm within 100 metres of vertical from the top, so around that bend and then up another slope effectively, that bend there, and here's where I've come up from. Now this bit here that you can see on the camera, that is the steepest bit, and it takes me ages to get up there. The super fit people and the young uns, the sign says 3.5 hours to the top. It's about 7 kilometres. The super fit people do it in about 2.5 hours each way. Most people do it in 3.5, 4 hours. It takes me about 6 hours, and this is the main bit that causes me grief. So what I do, because I'm not very fit, is I aim for these poles, and every time I get to one of these poles on the steep bit, I sit down for about 10-15 minutes. And there's a strategy behind this, because if I walk too hard, my heart rate goes up, and my heart rate goes up, it body uses up a lot of oxygen and causes me grief, but also the temperature of my body goes up and I start sweating lots. If I'm sweating lots, I have to drink a lot of water, and if I drink a lot of water, I don't have enough for the entire trip, but also it basically fill your stomach up with water, pushes on the old lungs a bit and reduces the amount of air you can take. So what I do is I aim for a pole. These are about 100 metres apart, or sometimes even closer. I don't think you can see the one up there, maybe 20 metres, and basically walk to it at a fairly slow pace, and then I sit down, let my heart rate drop, let my recovery, takes about 5 minutes, breath come back, just sit and have a little bit of a relax, and then I can just go up to the next one. And what happens is heart rate doesn't go up, I'm not sweating like mad. As soon as I sit down, I stop puffing and panting, and within a couple of minutes I can go up to the next one. And also my legs don't hurt because I haven't been straining them so hard trying to walk up a really steep slope. So that's my strategy, and going down is a lot easier. I use my trekking poles. That's the monument over there, by the way, and over here is Mount Evans. So one day I'll walk around that. It's 20 kilometres from the top of the road over there all the way around Mount Evans, around the bay, back through Port Levy. Some private land, so you've got to get permission, but all around the bottom is about 20-25 kilometres, and so it's a good hill to walk around. So my strategy for going down is I save a litre of water, fill my bottle up, and I've got my sticks, and I can go down quite quickly, and usually I sit down for 5 minutes at the bottom of that bit, and then just at the valley that I came up before, about halfway down there's a little stream and things like that. I can just put my feet in the water and you know, just cool down a bit, and then I walk down to the car and buy a bottle of water or something like that to rehydrate again. So my goal is to get to the top probably within the next half an hour or so. I'm ahead of schedule, my normal schedule, so making good progress today. And then what I'll do is I'll have a cup of coffee and some lunch and a bit of a snooze, and you know, just enjoy the weather and the day, and maybe in a couple of hours head back down again. Another video I guess when I'm at the top. So that's the top, just up that slope there. There's a little hut and a weather station. This is as far as I'm going, mainly because I've run out of time. It's 4:30, that's my turnaround time, and so I'm just lying here in the sun, drinking water and enjoying it. And it's another, I guess, 3.5 hours walk down fairly quickly, a few stops on the way down. But being that I've been up there multiple times, I'm not fussed with that last little steep bit. Usually I go up from the monument, which is over that way, or I come up from the other side, of that slope there. It's a slightly gentler walk onto the top. This is the steepest slide, and the problem I have is I'm too slow. So multiple kilometres upwards, and it's still a good half an hour walk at least for me, plus any time I spend at the top. So 4:30 is the turnaround time, and I don't go past it, so it's time to get the sticks out. Don't know if they come up on that, and do some walking back down again, and see what's down at the bottom.